Hi fairies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fifi. It's so nice to have you here. I hope you stay a while. Today we are going to be tier ranking the worst books of 2025. These are books that I gave 3.25 stars and below. So they are not necessarily the worst, but some of them are pretty bad. Okay, so we are just going to get right into it. We have 5 ranks. Okay, so let me just explain the ranks to you guys. Starting from the top, we have could be higher, meaning I could actually give this book a higher rating if I really just sat down and thought about it a little bit more, but I don't want to do that. Next, we have palette cleanser, meaning it did exactly what it intended to do, what I thought it would do. It was just exactly what it was, a palette cleanser to get me ready for the next book, which I assumed would be a better book. So it's not necessarily bad, it's just not great. The middle rank is well, yes, meaning well, yes, like there's literally no other rating I could have given this book. There's no possible way I could give this book a higher rating, and no possible way I could give it a lower rating. So it's very mid in that regard. Then we have a book, which is like, yeah, it was definitely a book, like words were definitely written, things were absolutely said. Um, so props to it for that. Apart from that, yeah, really nothing to write home about. Then we have the final rank, which is burn it. Burn it. Like this should have never been written. This unfortunately is simply a waste of paper and a waste of trees. We are literally going to die as a planet because this particular book was written, printed, and published. Yeah, so we're just going to get right into it. So we have 30 books here, not in any particular order, just how I uploaded the files. But yeah, we're going to be starting with Fish Tales by Nettie Jones. I think that this was definitely a book. I mean, I gave it 3 stars, which in hindsight was definitely me trying to justify it. This was an insane book, okay, with probably the most insane characters you will ever read in your life, like scum of the earth type characters, but it was enjoyable. Like the drama of it all and how they were all just so irritating and stupid was enjoyable to read about, unfortunately. So I think I'm going to put it in a book because it was definitely a book. Things were definitely said. Some things that I probably would rather have not read, but unfortunately I did. So there's that. The next book, Steady Now. It was definitely a book. I can't even remember much of it, but it was a book about this rich socialite, I guess, who got stuck in this small town and had to fix her car because her car broke down, and then she started a whole thing with the mechanic, I believe, and it was just very stupid, very insta lost, um, baseless. The characters were non-characters, literally just blank spaces essentially, and I did not love that. So it was definitely a book, not a good one, but a book nonetheless. Next we have Strap In. um I didn't hate this book, I just thought that the spice was a little bit too much, and it did say before I went into it that it's a spicy, queer book, and for some reason I thought that I would like that, but I didn't. So I think I'm just going to put it in well, yes, because like I wouldn't have rated it anything lower, but obviously I couldn't have rated it anything higher. So like, yeah, I give it 3 stars, I believe. So yeah. Next we have Rivals of Sea and Sky. Mm, yeah, yes, I gave it 2.75 stars. It was just a very stupid book because it did not know what it was trying to be. It's supposed to be a fantasy, but then we had this like modern day elements that were like baseless and made no sense. And then we were involving vampires and like werewolves and all these other creatures, but it's supposed to be about faeries and it's supposed to be about these magical people. Like it was just a lot and nothing all at once, and I did not appreciate that. Okay, same thing goes for Mid Wizard of Cosconia. I give it 2.5 or 2.75 as well. Just doing too much. Like pick a place that you want to stay in and just stick to it. Okay, why are you literally trying to be everything all at once? And that is making the book to be just baseless and foundationless and just unable to follow and understand. Next, we have a very recent book, Something Good by Vanessa Miller. Mm, I would say, well, yes. I gave it 3 stars. It could be lower, I can't lie. It could be a little lower because the characters were just too stereotyped. The themes that the book was trying to tackle were just foundationless and too surface level for my liking, but it was like enjoyable for the most part. So yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't even know anymore. Out of the Woods, well, yes, I gave it 3 stars. I just didn't care. I don't know. It's about this couple who go on a retreat to try and rekindle their relationship. And it was cute and I like the spice, but like I couldn't have rated it anything higher. Same thing goes for Second Story Bookshop. We have this main character who is left a second story bookshop by her grandmother and she has to run it with this guy from her past who broke her heart. And we have this second chance romance type situation going on. I would have rated this book lower if the last 10% didn't happen. I think the last 10% really made it like a solid 3 star for me. So yeah. The Lighthouse at the Cove, another very nothing type book. We have a journalist who gets stuck in this small town once again and she falls in love with one of the characters in the small town, and she also tries to help the small town to gain traction for their upcoming festival. Like, it was cute, and I love that there was no spice, there was definitely tension, and I liked the romance for the most part. It just wasn't anything special to me. So I would say, yeah, it was a very good palette cleanser. Yeah, maybe I would shift. Mm, I would shift Second Story Bookshop to palette cleanser. Mm, I don't know. I'm very indecisive. Now I'm like rethinking everything. I think Out of the Woods could be a palette cleanser too. I don't know. Let's just leave it. Hemlock Lane. I can't lie. I can't remember much of this book. It was like a 3 hour audiobook that NetGalley gave me, and it was basically a nothing book because it just talked about these characters that were not great people, and we had no resolution, no like point to the story. It literally ended so abruptly. I did not understand what was going on, and also, the word Negroes was said, and it was said in a weird way that did not even make sense to me. I looked it up because I wanted to be sure, and the author is indeed a white man. So that definitely rubbed me off the wrong way. I gave it 3 stars, but in hindsight, it's definitely like a 2.5. So I would say it was definitely a book. Then we have The Christmas Ring by Karen Kingsbury. This was a Christmas book, a very short audiobook that I was granted by NetGalley. I mean, it was cute. I just thought that there was a lot of Christian and US military propaganda, like heavy propaganda, and it just irked me. It did not sit right with my soul, but it was cute. Okay, so I think I'm going to go for well, yes. Because, well, yes, the river will take you. This is actually an arc from NetGalley once again that I read in November. I really liked it. I just thought some things were a little bit fumbled and the characters were not as strong as I would have liked. The story too was not making a lot of sense. It's based on, Christian Egyptian lore, but with its own take, and I really liked how unique it was. I just think it didn't land as well as it could have, but it was really nice. I think I could actually consider it, to be rated higher if I really sat on it, but obviously I'm not going to do that. So I would say, yeah, could be higher. Hello, 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 what is going on? Okay. There was also something weird with their ages because she was like 16 when he was a baby. And then there's like this whole time travel situation where she goes forward in time and she's still 16, but now he's older. So he's like 16 or 17 as well. And I just like, that's kind of weird because she knew him as a baby and now she has a crush on him because he's an adult. I didn't like that. Okay, but yeah, it was a pretty good book, honestly. It Happened One Semester by Aurora Ray. I gave this book 2.75 stars. Um, I think it was a good palette cleanser. I think it was a good palette cleanser. It was queer, lesbian, which was cute. I just think it didn't land for me, but it was, like I said, a cute palette cleanser, a very nice fall autumn read. So yeah, Crown of Breads. This was, I think, was it Sleeping Beauty? It's like a Disney retelling. I can't remember which one, but I actually really liked it. It's my first real like monster romance, I guess you can call it. Um, yeah. Okay, so it's not Sleeping Beauty. It's definitely Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, it was definitely something. There were definitely some very interesting body parts, and the spice was definitely very interesting. But yeah, not my favorite thing ever. I do think it could be higher. I gave it like 3 stars or 3.25. Maybe it could be higher. Yeah. So these two novellas, Steel Scars and Queen Songs, are the first two books, I guess you can say, in the Red Queen series. And I did read them before I read the actual first book. And I didn't love them because I didn't understand what was going on. Okay, I didn't understand it. So I would just say there were definitely books. Yeah, yeah. Then we have The Seventh Sister. This was another audiobook given to me by NetGalley. I quite liked it. I can't remember honestly much about it. I just know it was a little bit all over the place. The writing was trying to be poetic, but it was giving purple prose without an actual basis for it. And yeah, I didn't connect to the characters as much as I would have liked, but I am very interested in the world. I thought it was quite unique, and I'm curious to see what comes next because it is, in fact, I believe a trilogy or maybe a duology. I don't know, but I think it could be higher. I think it could be higher. Definitely not like a 4 star or anything, but maybe a 3.5 because I gave it 3.25. I don't know. The situationship, this was quite cool. I liked the mystery element, and I thought the romance was, nothing special but cute, kind of. We just had this whole situation with a main character who was going on a cruise, and then, she knew that somebody was going to try and kill her, so she got this bodyguard, and then the bodyguard was also trying to investigate her situation, and then they fell in love. It was kind of all over the place, kind of outlandish, but it was pretty good. I would say like it was a good palette cleanser because it wasn't taking itself too seriously and it was just like a very fun time, I think. Your Next Life is Now. This was a nice book. I believe I gave it like 3 stars or maybe 3.25. Um I think it could be higher. I think it could be higher. It's basically just following this mother and her daughter, and the mother basically upends her life, says she's getting a divorce from her father because she didn't live the life that she wanted to live. Like it was a whole thing and was based around these Indian people. And we know, Indians are very like conservative, I guess I would say, or not conservative. They have like a specific way about their life and way that they go about things. And this woman was basically just going out of the norm. And it was very weird for everybody in her family. But I thought it was like a very nice message. The writing wasn't my favorite thing, and the characters were pretty annoying in my opinion. But it was like cute, I guess. The Messenger of Olympus. This was a cute one. It is a like children's book, but for some reason I requested it on NetGalley and I was granted it, and I gave it 3 stars. I think it's going to go to well yes because there's nothing else I could have rated it. It was pretty much of a nothing book. But I think it's a very cute book. If you have children that are into like Greek mythology and stuff like that, you would like it or they would like it. For me it was just like very, very, very childish, obviously. Okay. Then we have Heavenly Bodies. Yeah, I wish I liked this more than I did. I really do because it had the makings of what could have been a great romantasy. I just did not like the writing, and there were a lot of typographical errors. There were a lot of situations that didn't make sense, like people that were in places that could not be fathomed, and things that were happening that just didn't fit the story, I guess. It was just all over the place, doing a little bit too much. The characters were cute, and I did like the romance. There was a lot of tension and yearning, and the spice was actually like kind of good. But I just think everything together didn't land as well as it could have. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put it in well, yes, or maybe it could be higher. Honestly, if I reread it now, maybe it could be higher. Maybe. I don't know. Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan. This is my second Annabelle Monaghan book. I am giving Annabelle one last chance. Okay, one last chance to prove that she is the writer everybody claims that she is. I did not like this book. First of all, it was too short, so we had such a short time to build what she was trying to build, and it just didn't make sense. In my opinion, it was outlandish and just all over the place. And the third act's breakup, I guess you can call it, was so stupid and infuriating, in my opinion. And the writing, while beautiful and lyrical, I guess, was also stunted and distorted. So I guess I'll put it at well, yes, because I gave it like 2.5 stars, and I don't think I could give it anything higher, unfortunately. Haunting Adeline Burnett. Yeah. Who who thought that was a good idea? Who thought that was a good idea? I'm not even going to talk about this book more than I have to, because I do have an entire video of me reading this book. Go and check that out if you'd like. But this was definitely, it was a book, but it should not have been. Okay, like paper was wasted. Okay, resources were definitely wasted. No offense, because I know a lot of people like this one, but you really don't need to look inwards. Sorry. Normal people, definitely a book. I gave it 2 stars. I hated it. I did. I really do not like Sally Rooney's writing. It's so bad. And it's supposed to be like this deep, lit fic type of writing, but it's just so bad in my opinion. So all over the place, so distorted, lacking in, actual quality. And there were also typographical errors. And also these characters, some of the like most infuriating characters literally ever. I would like to watch the show because I think they would, translate well as real people, because they definitely felt real. They were also just so annoying, and I just could not handle it. I gave it 2 stars because the drama was entertaining, but it definitely could have been a 1 star. No shade. Strings attached. I'm just going to take this and the second book and put them in palette cleanser. These 2 books, I didn't read the first book in this series, but these 2 books were cute. Okay, they were cute for what they were. I think I gave the second book, which is Love by the Book, 2.75 stars, and then the third book, Strings Attached, I gave 3 stars because they were cute, but nothing special by any means. Very nice fall books, I will say. Just nothing too deep, nothing I could really hold on to. But I like the representation in these books, and I would like to read more of this author's books and check out more of her discography. What it means to break, well, yes, this was a very stupid book. It was too all over the place. I can't even tell you what it was truly about. We just had so much going on, addiction and death and grief and misery, and all of it just didn't compute well enough. The author did not do a good job. The writing was pretty foundational, and I say foundational as in the academic grade. Okay, it was very basic and was not edited enough. I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite thing ever. Out on a Limb. This is the first book before Out of the Woods, by Hannah Bonham Young. I also gave this 3 stars, and I would say, uh, mm, I don't think it should be with what it means to break, because I really did not. You know what? I'm going to put it in palette cleanser. I'm going to put these 2 books in palette cleanser. Or maybe I'll put Out of the Woods in could be higher, because it could be higher. But Out on a Limb, I did not love. Maybe both of them. I'm sorry, I'm so indecisive. I don't know. The Lord Saucier by Olivia Atwater. I gave this book 4 stars, which is crazy for a novella, but I just really liked it. Okay, I liked it a lot. So I think I'm going to put it. Oh, I don't think I can put it. Well, I'll just put it in. Well, yes, because like there's nothing. There's no way I could give it anything higher than 4 stars. It was like 30 pages, but I liked the information that it gave us about the male main character in the book Half a Soul. So yeah, Red Queen, I mean, it could be higher for sure. It could be higher. It just was definitely disappointing because I expected it to be like a 4 to 5 star read. I love Victoria Aveyard as a person, and I thought that I would love this book and this series. I think I would like the series as it, progresses, because obviously her writing would evolve with it. But this one was just a little too basic, a little too tropey for my liking, and a little too predictable, but it could be higher. So yeah, those are the 30 worst books that I read this year. Most of them are not that bad, this first two rows are like pretty decent books that I would recommend, but from the midpoint, yeah, I'm not sure about all those, especially Haunting Adeline. Don't read that book. Don't do that. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are about this ranking. I am sorry if I offended anybody, okay? I take accountability for that. But honestly, I do stand by my opinions. Sorry. That brings us to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Just talk to me down below about any of these books. I love reading and replying comments. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram if you want to be book besties or just besties in general. I would really love and appreciate that. But for now, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.